susceptibility, spiritual realm. Goes all the way back to my childhood. And things I've witnessed, things I've experienced, so on and so forth. The unseen becomes shown in my account, specifically with sleep paralysis. Going back, seeing evil and good spirits even when I was young. I don't want to dramatize this too much, but first encounter with sleep paralysis. They talk about the shadow people and the voices, and you have your eyes open, you can't move your body. It happened something similar to that, and I would see things crawl across the floor and run, walk, whatever, go up the walls, the ceilings, even have faces. And it's almost like with each phase, everything kept getting worse and worse and worse. I had my third phase of sleep paralysis specifically because the first time it was like a door opening up by itself and then shadows. Second time it was like movement. The first time, things moving, shadows. Second time was voices, and almost like either dead relatives or relatives, people you know closely. You hear their voices. I remember specifically one was my father's voice saying my name. And then I hear some other words. And it's almost like explosive dreams, as they talk about. It feels like the whole room is exploding. And you wake up, you're in sweats, hot sweats, and sometimes you can't breathe. I felt like I couldn't breathe the second time when I was at my friend's house, specifically. And I do remember hearing my father's voice saying my name, but then the voice changed to like a grunting voice. It was like demonized monster's voice, and then the room felt like it exploded, and I did see shadows fly and go across the wall and through and across the ceiling. I remember specifically, this is the time it really even got more real. One account, I did have a flying saucer, UFO, whatever you want to call it. Even going back to that, what was the movie, The Fourth Kind, where they would, supposedly it was sleep paralysis, and they were seeing ships out there, outside of alien crafts and everything. One time I did see a UFO, but I was laying down in my girlfriend's bed during the daytime, and a craft had flown through the wall, a baby one, and it was over me, and it beamed down a light over me, and it just said the phrase, it was something to do with God, and it was saying, that noise is coming from outside, by the way. The spiritual realm is opening, obviously. Time you talk about deep stuff, deep things start happening. A beam of light had shut down from this craft, and it was over me during the daytime. And I had my eyes open, and I couldn't move my body, and all of a sudden I hear the words, "He is a liar." And then it like immediately flew off. The room exploded again, and I was screaming. My girlfriend came in there and was asking me what was wrong, and I was in deep sweats. That was actually my fourth time for sleep paralysis. I've had it at least 4 times in my whole life. And the percentage of people, they say, in society or in the world have sleep paralysis are 20%, if that, or lower. I think it's up to about 20%. It's not many. So it's not even accounting for half the population. I've been known, because I've died when I was younger, and that's the only way I can explain why I have these encounters. It's like good and evil forces. Because I've had the encounter with angels as well. Or the entertaining of angels. You pray to be shown an angel, and then boom, open my door, and then something resides and speaks in my spirit, says angelic or angel. And this person doesn't even look like a normal person. I've had those encounters. Specifically, the one time at my ex-renters. The encounter I had with my sleep paralysis goes back to the time when I was first left to go to Chicago, and I was staying at a hotel. And I woke up, everything felt fine. I didn't watch any horror movies or anything, and I woke up at exactly 3 a.m. because this is one of the worst accounts I could remember. And the accounts I do remember was waking up at 3 a.m. and 2 owls flew through my wall with red eyes, and I began to get choked, and the TV did a complete 180. My bed flew off, and I flew off with my bed against the wall, and the room felt like it was exploding, and it was filled with hatred. But I started going back to my prayers and praying. But that alone was worse than the UFO or anything else I've ever experienced in my life back in 2018 when that happened late. Anyone else ever had encounters with sleep paralysis? You can leave it in the comments.